Hello, Tell the Truth Monday. Like I said, after the game, good team win. I thought our coaches did a tremendous job of getting our guys up early, ready to play. We started fast with the turnover, scored early. Obviously, coming in at the second half, scoring on the first drive was tremendous by our team being ready to play. Halftime adjustments. I thought our coaching staff did a tremendous job, especially on defense. Worked very hard on the three-man rush. There's some things that we could have did better, obviously, but for the most part, excellent job by Coach Durante and his staff. On offense, scoring on the first drive, and then explosive plays: 68-yard to Butte, 58-yard to Palmer, and 46-yard to Cole was really instrumental in the game. On defense, executed the three-man rush. There's some things we could have did better, but we stayed patient. I think their longest play was 29 yards. For the most part, they did a good job. We made some adjustments in the game. They started running the football. We moved our guys in tighter, which hurt our pass rush a little bit, but we didn't want to give them the big play. On special teams, Butte made two big tackles on punt team, which was phenomenal. Obviously, Keyshawn's a great team player, playing all over the place for us, excellent player. And Trey Palmer caught both punts. No negative yardage, no lost yardage in the punt, and had a pretty decent punt return. Again, a big week for improvement. We're nowhere near the football team that we want to be, but we're getting there. We took a next step. We got to take a big step this week with a bigger time opponent coming in. First of all, on offense, we got to improve our production on first down, whether that be on the run or the pass. Protection-wise, blocking, we need to get better at, and we need to get better schemes on first down so we can move the football and be ahead of the change. Our pass protection on first down, on second down, and third down has to improve. It's nowhere where it needs to be. Too many free hits on the quarterback. Third down efficiency, whether it might be the plays, the protection, whatever it may be, we need to continue to improve on that. On defense, we need to rotate earlier. You know, our guys played like almost 90 plays. We should have had a better plan to rotate earlier. And then when you play all those DBs, we're a little short. And we didn't want to put somebody in that really wasn't experienced enough with what we were doing and have them make a big play, but we need to do it. We need to finish the game. We need to eliminate the mental errors that are causing touchdowns. We're still having those. Although we did play a very good game on defense, we didn't finish well, and we still had two mental errors that have led to touchdowns. On special teams, our return game, still need to have more production in our return game and make something happen. Now on Auburn, man, what a great night, Saturday night. I can't wait, 8 o'clock, Tiger Stadium. We've had some battles at Auburn. It's always a great game, and it's going to be another great game. On offense, it's West Coast style. It's 21 personnel, 11 personnel, 12 personnel. You're going to see two backs in the backfield. We haven't seen that in a while. Play two tight ends on the line of scrimmage, so it's good old-fashioned football, and I don't blame them. They have two great running backs. Tank Bigsby and Jarquez Hunter. We recruited Tank. He runs low. He breaks tackles. Jarquez Hunter is a freshman running back, averaging 10.6 yards per carry. Both quarterbacks are very capable. Bo Nix, who we know about, and TJ, it came in there. And what a tremendous job he did to win the game, made some tremendous plays. As we know, TJ is a great young man, a great young quarterback, and he looks like he's having a lot of success there, and we're happy for him. On defense, Auburn always has a great defensive line. They are 4-2-5. They have 7 starters returning, only giving 15 points per game, only 99 rushing per game, which is excellent, especially the teams that they played. Roger McCrary is an experienced cornerback. T.J. Moultrie is an experienced defensive end, lead the team in sacks with 3, and Leota, defensive end, 95, and they have big defensive tackles that can move. A very experienced defense, a tough defense to run the ball against, and a lot of speed. A lot of speed on special teams, very explosive. It's going to be a great week for us. I'll tell the truth Monday today. Our guys are going to be ready for work, ready to get better. Any questions?
Hey, Coach O. Garland Dillon here, Fox 8 New Orleans. When you lost in Pasadena, obviously there was a ton of detractors against the program. Now you've won a 3-game winning streak. What did you say to those guys when they got back to Baton Rouge after the UCLA game, and what has the message been constantly since then?
Yeah, we got to stick together. Obviously, block out the noise. We can't listen to all that. The people that control our own destiny are the people in that room. And we had to look at what we had to get fixed. First of all, I had to look at myself. And we had to dig in. Hey, this is what we're doing well. This is what we're not doing well. We have a saying around here: we attack problems, not people. And let's get to the problems and get to the solution and fix it and chip away one game at a time and take another step. And just look at the schedule, one game at a time, and take another step. And here's our next step this week. We're going to follow the same approach.
Hey, Ed, I was curious, are you able to give kind of an update on maybe the plan the next few weeks with Derek Stingley?
Not yet. We haven't heard anything yet. He's going to see a doctor this week. He has not seen the doctor, so it's still the same right now.
And then with the offensive line, you talked about free hits, things like that. Obviously, you've had a lot of rotation there, guys hurt, but what's the main thing, I guess, you think that still needs to be kind of improved or fixed?
I think continuity. I think really pad level, being aggressive and knocking people off the ball and pass protection. I think this week we'll get Cam Wire back and perhaps Charles Turner. I think that's going to help us with some depth.
Ed, when you mentioned like the running game earlier, is how much of a focus is trying to spark that, especially in a game like Auburn that's always just so physical and run heavy?
Yeah.
Just so you assess where y'all at in terms of the run game right now, where you need.
Yeah. Well, we're disappointed. I think we have some outstanding backs. We just don't have any room to run. And we have some guys that get knocked back. Sometimes we have holes, sometimes we don't have holes. We just need to be more consistent, and we need to choose the runs that we can run well. I think our counters is the first time we run our gap plays. We had some success in our gap plays. We had some big plays. We have to stay with that. We have to do the things that we know to do well and do them better.
Yeah, hey Ed, you mentioned the explosive plays earlier in this game. I think you had 3 this last week against Mississippi State, and I think 4 against Central Michigan. Do you guys feel like you're starting to find a little bit of an identity as an offense, and especially in terms of the passing game and being able to hit on some of those big plays downfield?
Yeah, we feel like we do that. We always want to take shots. Not all of them are shots, though. All of them are short passes that turn into explosive plays. My favorite play of the game was the first play of the second half when we ran the RPO to Butte. And I heard Jake, safety's coming down. And listen, that's what the RPO is about. If we can read the safety coming down, throw a slant to Butte and give him the football, big plays are going to happen. We need to continue to get better at that.
Hey, Coach, Michael at Channel 2. Obviously, the TJ Finley storyline will be something that a lot of people are going to latch onto this week.
Yeah.
But, we don't really talk about transfers when they leave the program because they're not, our concern anymore, I guess. But this will be different in that he's a guy who was very recently with the team, and now he's very recently going to face the team.
Yeah.
How is that departure, and just how do you anticipate that meeting going?
Well, first of all, TJ came talk to me like a man in my office. He didn't want to leave. He was crying. And LSU meant a lot to him, but I knew that. And but it was a decision that was made that it was best for him. And so he left. And he looks like he's doing well. So, hey, we wish him the best. Not obviously against us, but, hey, TJ is always going to be a part of our family. He's from Ponchatoula. He's got a great family. So, hey, after the game, we're going to shake hands. It's just like us playing Cody. I mean, it's family, but once we compete, we compete. And we wish him the very best, and I hope he does very well. And we're going to shake his hand after the game.
Hey Ed, has anything changed with John Emery's status going forward?
Not yet. We're supposed to hear something soon. He's going to practice if they make a decision and they say they can play. He's going to be ready to play, and we're going to continue to practice him like that till we hear any different.
Hey, Ed, Saturday you mentioned Damone Clark. You said he looks like an NFL linebacker. I know 2 years ago y'all were very high on him, and then last year maybe took a step back or leveled off. What changed for him going forward to this year?
Yeah, I think, first of all, Coach Blake has done a tremendous job of coaching him. We've identified Damone as a great young man, a smart young man. We identified the things that he needs to get better at. And one of the things was open field tackling. Obviously, he's doing a great job of it. And the next thing is pass coverage. And look, you can come on a Saturday or Sunday. Damone Clark's here working. And he got better at it. He's studying more film. He still has some things that he needs to get better at, but he's somebody that wants to work at it all the time. He has all the skills to be a great linebacker.
Is he similar a little bit to Patrick Queen in that he kind of blossomed a little later.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, and you know, it's still continuing to grow. And look, Patrick Queen was a great player, and Damone is a little bit bigger and weighs a little bit more than Patrick ever did. You know what I'm saying? So I think that Damone has a great future if he continues to make progress.
Thanks.
Ed, I know you probably didn't sit down and think this is how the season's going to go, but are you surprised at all with the way the season's going? Or did you think it's going to take some growth, some time for your players, your coordinators to
Yeah.
grow into the roles that they're playing?
You know, I didn't know. It was kind of the things that it's kind of unknown. You go into each season unknown. I felt that we had a very talented football team. I liked our coaching staff. I didn't think that the UCLA game would turn out the way it did, but it did. So we had to make some adjustments, and we saw the adjustment. Once you get to play games, you see the strength of your team, the strength of your staff, and then you get to work on those strengths. You get to work on the weaknesses, and you get to fix it. We still have a lot of things to fix. I think that our offensive line needs to gel a little bit more to get us to where we want to go. We still need to eliminate the mistakes that we're making on defense that are giving up touchdowns, and we still need to get better on third down. So there's some things that we need to improve on, but do we have the players to do it? Yes. Do we have the coaching staff to do it? Yes.
Hey, Coach, this is Josh Sibley with Louisiana Ground Football. I may have missed this. What is the status of Corey Kiner? And also, what are you looking forward to with the matchup with Tank Bigsby and your linebackers this weekend?
Yeah. All right. Corey's going to be fine. I watched her play with Tank this morning against Penn State. It seemed like he broke about 6 tackles coming downhill. He runs very low. I'm a big fan of Tank. When I tried to recruit Tank here, love him. He came on a visit, great young man. I know his family. I think he's an excellent running back. He runs with low pad level. He runs north and south. We're going to have to tackle. We have to get lower than him. We have to gang tackle him. He poses a problem. He's a really good running back and a really good young man.
Thank you, Coach.
Hey, Coach, good morning. I heard Jacob Hester this morning say that a big chunk of your team has not experienced the peak Tiger Stadium experience in terms of a night game against a big opponent.
Yeah.
How much are you encouraging your fans to come out and make it Death Valley?
Well, we need it. And, you know, the Tiger Walk, the last home games, gave us a spurt of energy. The student body, when we walk into the stadium, it's full right there. They gave us a spurt of energy. I can just imagine, you know, LSU Auburn Saturday night, 8 o'clock. You know, I know our fans are going to get up early. I encourage them to get up early, but remember it's a long day, so they have to go to pace, right? And but I love our fans, man, and I just can't wait to see them Saturday night. I know it's going to be full, and I know it's going to be loud.
Hey, Coach, before the season started, you had talked about this offense wanting to get back to the 2019 ways, and we've seen sparks of it in the last couple of weeks. How much have they bridged the gap in getting towards that goal?
We still got a ways to go. Yeah, it starts with protection. You know, in 2019, we were a 5-man protection. And we got a lot of people out. We got our backs out. You know, Clyde ran that little choice route in the linebacker. We haven't done that yet. We're having to keep the back end. Now we're having to keep it a tight end in. It all starts with protection. As soon as we can get our protection down, we can get back to that. But until then, it will not look like that because it was a 5-man protection with the rest of the guys out.
Coach Brian Harsin said, I believe around media days, that he was trying to, toughen his team up, get them back to their blue-collar roots. Have you seen any of that? Obviously, the way you described Tank really kind of speaks to that. But across the board, is that kind of the identity that they're shooting for?
Yeah, they're running the ball downhill. They're running the ball inside, and they're coming at you. They're breaking tackles. They're trying to knock people off the ball. Their defensive line is playing with low, playing with great technique. They're only giving up 99 yards per carry. That shows some toughness. 99 yards rushing per game, that shows toughness. And we all know Auburn has good athletes, a lot of speed. They always have great linemen and great running backs when they got them.
Hey, Coach. Yeah, so obviously Auburn's not going to tip their hands at any point this week, but, when you're facing, potentially 2 quarterbacks in Bo Nix and TJ Finley who are so different, what are some of the defensive conversations you guys have to have and preparing for each of those 2 guys?
Yeah, you just have to have a plan. You have to see what Bo does well and what TJ does well. I don't think the run game is going to change with either of them. I don't think the pass protection is going to change. They may. They may move one quarterback a little bit more than the other, but I think it's more of a throwing style. Obviously, we know very well how TJ throws the ball, which is excellent. He has a cannon for an arm. And then we know both throwing styles. So I think it's more or less what type of passing game they're going to have with both of those guys. I think that's would be the difference.
Yeah, and obviously you didn't have – if Derek has to miss any more time – Dwight McGlothern came in the game this past weekend. Just sort of what did y'all see in him during recruitment, and how much has he grown kind of over the last year at that corner spot?
Yeah, Corey Raymond did an excellent job of recruiting Dwight. And Dwight was not a highly recruited. He was a highly recruited guy, but he wasn't the best guy in the country or nothing like that. But Corey found him. He was right on him. We get Dwight. Dwight's 6'2", 190 pounds, maybe 200 now. But the thing that impresses me with Dwight is his instinct and his feet. He's very quick. He can change direction. He's tough. And he's very smart. I thought he played very well. I think that one time he let the guy behind him, but they didn't complete the pass. He didn't have any major snafus. He didn't give up any touchdowns. I thought he did very well.
Hey, Coach, this is Shay. I guess sticking with the DBs, when you've got Ricks and Stingley, a guy like Cordell Flott didn't get a bunch of preseason pub, but what is, I guess not even just this weekend, but his play this year, what's that done for the nickel spot? Sorry about that. What's that done for the nickel spot and what y'all are able to do on defense?
Well, the two turnovers he caused were game-changing for us. Could be the two of the biggest plays in the game. And what the nickel spot is almost like base defense. I mean, we hardly have a base defense. Now, we got to play some this week because you're going to see some base personnel. But Cordell is a starter for us. He is a tremendous player. You look at the slot position in the SEC, especially in the SEC West, you have to cover some of the best receivers in the country, guys that are potential first-round draft choice, potential Heisman Trophy winners. So that is a huge position for us.
Hey, Coach O, Garland Gillen here again. Max Johnson, his numbers, are you impressed with what you're seeing? Because, I mean, he's throwing multiple touchdowns every single, and he's really racking up some big numbers at the position this year.
Yeah. You know, I don't look at the numbers as impressed as the type of young man he is, and still has room to grow. Now, that touchdown he threw, he got hit by that safety, and he's a big, strong quarterback. You know, most quarterbacks would have went down. He stayed up and made a tremendous throw. I think the better we can protect him, the more success that he's going to have. He's getting rid of the ball quicker. We're not standing at the line of scrimmage and changing the play as much and giving the defense enough time to change their play. So I think we've accelerated that for him. We took things off of his plate, so there's not many decisions that he needs to make as far as the whole offense. But he still needs to make some reads, and I think he's doing very well at that. He has a strong arm. Like I told him the other day, man, I wish I had more receivers for you to throw to, as a joke.
Hey, Coach. Steve Moulton, WZZN. Obviously a huge matchup Saturday night there at Tiger Stadium. But from what you've seen offensively out of Auburn, what do you see just in terms of Bobo or Harsin with that Boise background? Is this more of a Bobo offense? What is your impression of what you've seen?
Yeah, I think it's a combination of both, Steve. It's more pro style. I mean, they're going to have a tight end in position, two tight ends, sometimes a fullback in the backfield, a tight end in the backfield. Short yardage, you're going to see full house backfield. They're running the football, inside zone, outside zone, all the plays that you normally see, movement, everything that you would see at Boise State, and some of Bobo. It's a lot of pro style stuff. I think it's a combination of both.
Hey, Coach, Ed Daniels in New Orleans. I know early in the game you had trouble running against the three-man front, and then you started to pull some guys in the second half, as you alluded to. Can you get to where you want to be as a team without more of a functioning running game?
I don't think so. Not at all. I think that you have to run the football. There are some things that we can do to help our offense, but I think we need to find a way to run the football. We have some great backs. We need to find something in the run game that could give us some relief that we're not always throwing the football.
Hey, and kind of to piggyback off that question, you mentioned what Auburn likes to do offensively, but also looking at their defensive front. How important is it for you guys to really establish the line of scrimmage this week?
We have to. If not, they're going to be in the backfield making plays all day. That we have to block those guys, and that we have to win on one-on-one matchups. We're going to have to sometimes double team them. That's what it's going to take. We've been against some great Auburn lines now. I've seen them. I've seen Damian Lewis. I've seen our guys. Man, it's going to be a battle. Our guys got to get ready. It's a big man's game. That's why you come to the SEC, and it's going to be a physical game. They're going to win some battles. We're going to have to win some battles.
Coach, in the second half against State, you scored so quickly on offense.
Mm-hmm.
Was the combination of that and your defense being on the field so much, you feel like you got a little worn out there in the fourth quarter?
You know, we did notice that, and we should have made a better job of rotating our guys. And to keep your guys fresh, you got to rotate them early. Not wait to the third and fourth quarter. We have to rotate in the first and second quarter so our guys don't get tired. Because once you get gas like that, it's hard to bring them back. I know the series you're talking about. We had just gone, I think, a 12-play drive. Our offense scored very fast. We should have done a better job of rotating. Our coaches identified that today. We should have done a better job of rotating the defense that series to give the guys that was in the series before a break. Yes.
And kind of going back to the quarterback situation, Miles Brennan, you still think he's about a month away?
Yeah.
From being available, and also TJ. Obviously, you don't want to lose a TJ Finley. As a head coach, do you have to become more over the time? Have you had to become more used to the fact that the quarterback is such a volatile position? Guys transferring when it's playing time. It's hurt you. It's helped you. Obviously, guys like Emery.
Yeah. You know it is. And listen, my son's a quarterback. I understand. Only one can play. And it's tough. It's tough because you have a lot of great young men, and the competition is sometimes like that. It was going to go into camp between Miles and Max, and Miles had an unfortunate issue. So I think that some guys decide that, hey, listen, it's better for me to go somewhere else. I'm glad that the transfer portal was there for us, and the graduate transfer portal, because we got one of the best players in LSU history in Joe Burrow. So it has worked in our favor. Now we lose a quarterback, especially that SEC team, which is a new rule. So it's a little different. It's something that we have to deal with. It's something that I don't want to happen. But you know what? I think in the end, when they decide to go, you have to take the high road, and you have to wish them the very best, and then move forward from it. Now, Miles Brennan, nothing has changed from Miles Brennan since last I talked. We still expect him to come back around open date.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys. Go Tigers.